Forward with Video Games, the gaming podcast that strives for the right balance of coverage for games you play on your table and on your television. We are a proud member of the PSVG Podcast Network and thrilled to be part of the Dice Tower Network as well. I am one of your hosts, Kyle Hyman, and joining me on this co-op adventure, the guy who was semi-recently sun-kissed, Josh Borboni. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing just fine. How about yourself?
Oh, you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad. Technically, this is our July episode. A little late, but
A
we're
little
getting
late.
it done.
That's my fault.
Hey,
Well,
sometimes
it's my
things come up,
body's
man.
fault.
Yeah, things happen. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. But it's been a while since we podcasted, Josh. So how are things? The sun kissed, is y- you were obviously you had your vacation. You went to the beach for
I
a week.
did.
How
Yes.
tell us about your vacation and your month.
Vacation was perfect. We had the best weather. It wasn't too humid, but it was always hot, which is
Yeah.
just what you want. It rained one night for like 10 minutes, and we were already in
Wow.
the house.
Dang.
Um, the place that we stay across from, who has live music every night, they turned their
Mm-hmm.
speakers away from the house this year. So the music
Wow.
wasn't as loud. Um, my son had the best time on the beach. It was just a really nice, much needed vacation.
So it sounds like
And
it was like an actual vacation, not like, my quote unquote vacations, which are like, granted, lucky, but like, hey, here's all this stuff you're doing.
yeah,
It was just like, it sounds like it was just pretty chill.
very relaxed, no agenda. Kind of did whatever we wanted every day. It was pretty great,
Gotcha. So
if I have to be honest.
since you did whatever you wanted every day, I'm assuming you got a ton of board games played then, right?
Yeah, not a single board game was played. Um, Again, I think I just have to give up on that idea for the family trip.
That's
So
okay.
it's just kind of ended. But it is okay. We would watch most of the time. You can still stuff to do at night there. So you're walking
Yeah.
around, come back, have a drink or two, watch we put like Jaws on one night, put on
Mm.
Happy Gilmore on one night. Um, just kind of relax. We played Jackbox one night, but it was just drawful.
Oh,
So
okay.
not the full Jackbox experience.
Any excellent musicians at the live music place this year?
There was one person who was very good, and I feel like it wasn't just me. A few people commented. They're like, "Oh, I think I remember this guy from last year. Like he was that good."
Oh, gotcha.
Um, and He was one of those guys who has he plays just guitar and sings, but he has all the accompanying pre-programmed backing stuff, so drums backing. So he really has to keep up with what he's playing, which is pretty good.
Gotcha.
For what you hear. You can improvise on the guitar if you miss a note, but if the drum track is still going,
Mm-hmm.
not as easy to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I would say that was probably the best. There wasn't a concert going on, so there was the night we went for the fire, so there was like a rave going, like a
Oh,
EDM
yeah.
concert going on at the beach. But you know what's funny? Finger 11, you know that name,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Paralyzer, right?
Paralyzer. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's their popular one,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I liked them before that.
Okay.
So they just announced a new song, and
Uh-huh.
it's with Filter.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
and then I just saw they're coming to Hampton Beach, and they have an Alien Ant Farm is opening for them.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And I was like, oh, I was like, we gotta go to that show. And then I looked, and it wasn't playing at the big Hampton Beach casino ballroom. It was
Uh-huh.
playing at the biker bar, and tickets were $28 a piece. And I was like, and it's a Sunday night at 8 o'clock, which it's an hour and a half drive out there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've seen it. I've already seen him a bunch, so I guess I don't need
Okay.
to go see him again
uh,
at the biker bar for $20. There was a meet and greet package for like $120.
man.
I'm like, that's pretty affordable
Yeah, quite
for meet and greet.
yeah, still, but quite the price increase for that meet and greet though.
Yeah,
Goodness gracious.
it's like if you make it through the show.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
it seems like almost everyone's on a tour these days, but uh, you mentioned the person who is really good that anything you were there last year. Are you a big Ed Sheeran fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a. I don't. I like his music. I wouldn't say I'm a. I wouldn't even say I'm like a fan, but I like his
Gotcha.
music.
So Ed Sheeran, I don't know, his music is like it's to me it's fine. Like
Yeah,
my Erica loves it. She really really likes Ed Sheeran. So I've heard especially like his hits I've heard most of. But
yeah.
I will say I am always he, I give him mad props for how he tours. Are you familiar with what he does on his tours?
No, I know, like, I do know he did, some stuff here recently that was, like, he does a lot of pub stuff when he's around, but I'm not sure about the tour stuff.
So what he does, he is for all intents and purposes a solo acoustic guitar player. Granted, many of his hit songs like have, accompaniment with him. But when he tours for the most part, even when he's playing, 60,000 seat stadiums, it's just him.
Yeah.
But every day, every time he performs, he creates the loops for everything in his song.
Oh,
So
really?
like while the song is like when he's starting the song, he plays every part and then loops it himself.
Yeah.
And then it all gets deleted and he has to do it again the next day.
Like Reggie Watts.
Yeah, right. Like the big thing is like anyone who does that, whether or not I love their music or not, like mad props, right? Like if you're going through
Yeah.
that to be like, look, I am a musician. Like here's what I do in my craft. Like, got hats off. Like go to town. That's awesome. Like
Yeah. That's
I just
very
think that's really
impressive.
cool that you choose to like perform that way when you wouldn't have to. You could
Yeah.
easily have a backing track. Everyone would be fine with it. Nobody would care. But nope, this is the way he wants to do it. So that's
Cool.
very cool. Awesome. Anything else about the month of July you'd like to share, sir?
No, nothing else I wanna share. Uh,
Okay.
how was your July?
July was kind of stupid to be honest. It wasn't a great month. So,
Okay.
I started a new job and that's all going really well. So that's great.
Good. That's good.
New job, good. The people I work with are great. The expectations of me are challenging but reasonable. Like I don't think they're it's unreasonable what they're doing, but my position is brand new, so it's a little like maybe it's this, maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so figuring that all out. But that's been really great. But just like everything around the house, like my dogs have been super sick all the time and going to the vet all the time. Like
Ugh.
it's just a whole bunch of like those sorts of things. So it's like kind of that okay transition. It was like seemed like a good time to make a transition in life, and then suddenly like our AC went out, and then my dogs have been have like literally have thousand plus dollar vet bill, and like just all these things like just
Yeah,
like you feel like you finally just got ahead a little bit, or that you're like ahead a little bit, and then it's like
yeah.
ching, like take everything
Set
from
set you
you.
right back where you
Yeah,
were
it's like
before, yeah.
man. So it's fine. It's fine. Like I know I talked about it a little bit last month, but it just kind of has continued. So
Well, I
I
can't feel like some of my bad luck in a month where I had at least one good week may have rubbed off on you a little bit.
well, and the big thing too, right, is like I am fortunate that it is annoying and
Yeah,
it is frustrating, but it's gosh, knock on wood, it's going to be okay, right? Like
yeah,
that's the big thing. It's just like it does kind of feel like, well, and this is where it's kind of like one of those things of like, oh, but so bad. Like, well, maybe we're not going on vacation, right? Like,
right.
not the end of the world, annoying, but not the end of the world, right? Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be fine. So that's kind of more of the big stuff. It's just like, man, shoot skis, but it'll be okay. So right now, dogs are okay as best we know, kind of all that stuff. So like in the end, everything is worked out as best as it probably could, but not exactly the July. If we're gonna like rank my best Julys of all of my life, this one's not gonna rank very, very
yeah,
high.
sure.
So yeah. But hey, other than that, things have been okay, I suppose. So the weather's been gorgeous, so that's been nice. Other
That's
than
good.
having some massive storms a few nights in a row.
Did you?
Um yeah, we had like almost derecho like 100-mile-an-hour winds like
Really?
for yeah, it was really rough. Those just missed us. But yeah, we again lucked out, but in the neighborhood and like just trees down everywhere and like all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
So again, we dodged that kind of stuff. So that's why I can't be too upset about how things have gone, but just more annoying than anything.
yeah.
So yeah. But hey, let's transition. Let's talk about some fun things. So hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us this month. As always, if you have any feedbacks, questions, or suggested topics, hit us up at boardwithvg@gmail.com or check out the stuff over on the Instagram, also board with VG. We're proud to be part of the Plays and Video Games podcast family, and we encourage you to check out all the shows like the PSVG podcast, the Nintendo Shack, PSXP, and the occasional Sweet Hangs. You never know when a new show might pop up, so be sure to stay tuned to all your favorite PSVG podcasts to stay up to date. We're also a member of the Dice Tower Podcast Network, so if you enjoy our conversations about board games and would like to dive deeper into that world, We encourage you to check out the Dice Tower Podcast archive, as well as all of the other members of the network. No matter what type of board games you enjoy, there's a podcast on the network that's right for you. So with that, we'll transition, talk a little bit about what we've been playing. And Josh, we both have quite the list. So, sir, what have you been playing in the last month or so?
Well, I've probably been playing more in the past month. I already forgot to add. I'll talk about this one first because I forgot to add it. Dynasty Warriors Origins
Mm-hmm.
hit free to play weekend this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to play a lot. I wanted to play more than I did, but I've kind of just been looking for an excuse to pull the trigger on this game because I really want to play it, and I just didn't want to bite at 70
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Um, and Dynasty Warrior games almost never go on sale. Um, so yeah, it starts off pretty much. I was surprised at how much story is in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very story heavy, but it's pretty cool seeing like you play as like a nomad, like a wanderer. You're literally called Wanderer if you don't change your name, and you're kind of coming in at the beginning of the Yellow Turban Rebellion. If you've played any of the Dynasty Warrior games before, you'll know what that is, and you kind of just you're starting to meet these characters that you know from the games, like very early on in their um, war. What would you call it? Like I was gonna like some of them are commanders, some of them are not. Like um, Guan Yi, I believe I just ran into, and he's just like a regular dude. Um, but it's pretty cool. It's really nice to see a system handle a game that is designed to throw hundreds of bad guys at you at once.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played a next gen version of Dynasty Warriors. I didn't play 9, which would have
Yeah.
been kind of, I guess, a last gen version, anyways. But uh, it's been a lot of fun. I don't know that I'm ready to pull the trigger yet. I think I have enough games to play that I think I'll wait. Hopefully, it'll go on sale around the holidays or hit Game Pass or PS Plus or whatever at some point. But it feels really good. Feels really smooth. The combat feels great. For anyone who isn't familiar, um, they're like Musuo games, but basically like any of the Warriors games, Dynasty, Samurai, Hyrule.
Yeah.
There's even like a Gundam one that's out there somewhere. Um, so they exist, they're out there, but it's really just a hack and slash game. There are Dynasty Warrior games that are more strategy. Those are called Empires. Dynasty Warriors number Empires. I really like those as well. But this is just kind of a nice kind of fun, mindless ish. There was actually more story than I wanted for the mindless combat portion. But it can also get old fast if it's not like giving you stuff to look at that's new. It
Right.
can kind of just be like a wash of a level and just
Right.
bad guys popping on screen.
Right.
But
I
yeah,
will say I played the demo for that game when it
yeah,
was released, and yeah, man, I am really bad at those games.
that's fair. That's fair. They can be very challenging if you don't hit the right point on the map at the right time. Your your troops are defeated and you can't really progress the story,
Right. Yep.
which can be challenging for sure. Let's see. Real quick here, Dead Cells board game, man. I'm telling you, it gets better every time we play it. We were able to beat a boss this time.
Oh,
We
nice.
progressed pretty far. We unlocked a lot more things. Uh, Not only are we having a lot of fun, but it's become, I think, something we want to play more than Frosthaven right now.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of like a break, really, from Frosthaven, I think.
Sure.
But it just is very rewarding gameplay, and we're still only playing at 3 players, so I'll be curious if we play 4 players at some point. But it's been a lot of fun. Um, what else? Marvel Mystical Mayhem. I wanted to talk about this quick. It's a mobile game. It's for anyone who's like played like Marvel Strike Force or Disney Sorcerer's Arena, things like that. It's in that style of game. You have how do I want to say it? You have abilities that you play. They're kind of like cards, like kind of like Midnight Suns cards, but not as varied.
Yeah.
And each character you have has a special. You play in teams of 3. Well, your team is of 3. The bad guys can be way more than that. Um, but what I really like about it is it feels a lot different than the games it's kind of emulating, where the art is fantastic, just incredible art, and it uses like a kind of alternative character art style for the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just like some great art design for like Captain America and Storm, and they have some characters that you haven't seen in other games, like Doppelganger from like the Maximum Carnage
Oh yeah.
series. So Spider-Man with 6 arms, which is really cool, or 8 arms, I forget. He should have 8, right? Um, there's and it takes place mostly focusing around witches and stuff. So Scarlet Witch is a big part of it. But there was a Fantastic Four event. There's like there's a mode that they made that's kind of like uh, uh, a Hades like kind of game where you do runs and you pick perks as you're going through as well, all with the
Yeah.
same like style of combat system. It's just a lot of fun. Um, so I don't play it like a lot, but it's something that I'll pick up and play for like an hour, like when I'm in bed ready to go to sleep, because like it's very rewarding and fun, and I don't feel like I have to like pay into anything. I did pay like $1 to unlock Angela, who's in it,
Mm-hmm.
which is a funny story that Marvel got Angela from Todd McFarlane because he created her for Spawn, and
Mm-hmm.
now she's like a regular mainstay in Marvel comics. So it was cool to see her in there too. But it's a ton of fun. So if you have, I don't know if it's on Apple, but it's on Android at least, and it's free to check out. So check it out if you're
Yeah.
interested.
I just looked it up. It is on
Did you?
Apple, so
Oh,
I
cool.
might check it out.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I really like it. Um, let's see. Kyle ended up getting us Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and I was like, I gotta try this one. I gotta fire it up. Because there's
I'm
also
very curious what you
the
think about it.
Shinobi demo is out also. So I
Yep.
downloaded the Shinobi demo on Xbox. I didn't play
Mm-hmm.
it yet. I think I was thinking that Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was Shinobi and
Uh-huh.
vice versa.
Yeah.
So I fired it up. I beat the first boss
Mm-hmm.
and got to the open world portion of it, and that's where I
Mm-hmm.
stopped. Um, so that's an open world version of Dynasty Warriors, which is interesting. They use like the map system. It's kind of like Expedition 33 map, which I thought was interesting. Um, I so far I'm having fun, but I can tell how difficult this game is going to get. Um, and I think like for me, like that's in the tutorial where
Yeah.
I feel like I'm seemingly learning too many things
Uh-huh.
in the tutorial
Sure.
that they're not like forcing me to use right away
Yeah.
just for that minute. And then I'm like, I'm gonna have to remember to use these at very important parts in the game. And the first boss fight was a good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the art style. I think it's really cool. Control's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm having fun so far, but I anticipate the difficulty increasing very soon and me not enjoying
Yeah,
it.
I was surprised that because I was like, well, I know you're not a huge platformer guy, and
Yeah,
this is an action platformer. It's not a Metroidvania. It is straight up. Here's a level. Like, go
yeah,
do it. So I'm surprised that you're even enjoying it at all. So
yeah.
I'll take that. That seems good.
I was a big Ninja Gaiden fan on the NES,
Yeah.
right? And I haven't really picked up many of the other ones in between.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even like the Team Ninja ones either.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know what to expect. I like Dead or Alive though, and Ryu's and that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know I don't like platformers, but I'm kind of always searching for that platformer,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
No. Absolutely.
like so far, it's just been like Astrobot is the one. That's it. I even Mario Wonder didn't grab me as much as I thought it would.
Yeah.
Um, I'll talk about Real World. I did start with Real World. It's on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had talked about that before.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure what to expect when I saw it was on like a direct or something.
Sure.
Um, I'm looking it up. I want to make sure when I say something that it's not the wrong thing. And now I'm looking at a bike shop. That's not the real world I wanted. um, so there's a lot more game in this game, if that makes sense. It's like almost RPG-ish, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really know that that was the case with it, but it is. Um, okay, it is Annapurna. I'm like, it's Annapurna, so that's all I should have to say.
Right.
It's an Annapurna game, and I was checking to make sure it was. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
just say it's like they stole it from Annapurna, but it's very like uh, specifically cartoony, like Donut County,
Mm-hmm.
and very tongue in cheek. And yeah, you are a kid who is summoned to be the next biker for this ghost who wants you to go and collect his legendary bike parts that were stolen from him. And in order to do that, you have to gain reputation, which is the likes system taken from Death Stranding in real life. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to like race bike gangs. uh, and you get reputation for beating them. You find packages as you're going through the
Mm-hmm.
game, and they can contain bike parts as well. And then eventually you start getting more bike parts, so you have to decide once you get past all your rusty parts. Now you have to make the decision what do you want your bike buffed in, and each bike part is specific to certain things. Um, the biking itself is pretty good. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really kind of find the perfect left stick, right stick hybrid on like controlling your bike and controlling your camera. And it's not like as fluid as like most racing games, but it is a
Sure.
bicycle, so I mean, I understand why it's different.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm also enjoying what I've been playing so far. So I've been having some fun with that. I just got to the next like bike gang area, so I got
Mm.
another race ahead of me. Uh, but yeah, and I did pretty good in the race, so I felt good about that.
Nice.
Let's see. Last before I'll share our our other saved one for last, but while on vacation, I did pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, is this game impressive.
Mm.
Um, it's just eye candy all over the place. The controls are a ton of fun. I did start seeing people were getting motion sickness from it. That did not happen to me.
Gotcha.
But I
Good. Good.
do have a problem with this game,
Ooh.
and I don't know if I can play it anymore. Um,
Wow.
you can destroy everything,
Yep.
and I can't leave a room without destroying everything.
Yeah.
And I know that that's going to be a problem for me because some
Yeah.
things are up. And if I start destroying down, I may never get those things.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think I spent like an hour longer than anyone else in the world on the first room of the game, just destroying every piece of rock.
Yeah.
Uh, because uh, because of whatever little bit of OCD I have, that's it. That's the one. That's the
Right.
OCD I have. It's
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I really want to play it more, and I really am challenged with that problem that I have. That I don't. I literally leave an area and feel unsatisfied that I didn't break everything, and I
Mm-hmm.
stop enjoying the game,
Yeah.
and that's a problem for
Yeah. I
me.
mean I obviously haven't played the game, but everything I've heard about it, it is you have to just like move on. Like
You
you
gotta
like right
go.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't do it though. I could be missing treasure. I could be missing
Mm-hmm.
diamond bananas. I could be
Yeah.
missing a lot of different things.
You could
Fossils
be.
you gotta find.
Yeah.
You need currency to buy new outfits. Like I could be missing all of that just for the sake of getting through. I don't know if I can do it,
Okay.
but I bought it, so they got my money anyways. So they win
So they don't
and
care
I
now, yeah.
lose. And then finally, the game that I played a bit already, but I suckered some people into my pain and pleasure, um, is Peak, which is a game I saw streamed by Bruce Green, the guy who I watch stream everything. And that's how I discovered like Repo and Headliners and all these other games that are just a ton of fun
Mm-hmm.
cooperatively and competitively. So played a bit with Lucas from Fluxtapose, and then I got Kevin and Kyle to join me 2 weekends ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we played some Peak. And Peak is a game where you play orange people, oranges with bodies,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
and you can wear hats, and you're scouts on a plane that crashes.
Hmm.
And when you wake up, you have to try to get off the island by, of course, climbing up. The obvious
Of
way to get
course.
off an
Yeah.
island. And yeah, the game is a silly stamina based challenge game where you have to climb these peaks, find your way up these mountains. You have a stamina bar. You also have items you can find along the way, like rope guns. Um, that word I'm never gonna remember. That you where you put the anchor into the stone.
Oh yeah.
It ends in VOT and it's not pivot. uh, Whatever that item is,
Yeah.
climbers will know. And there's also funny things you could do, like throw things at people. You can feed people poisonous fruit. You can have poisonous fruit. You can lick candy that makes you sleepy and fall down. Uh, and if you fall too far, you die and become a ghost if your friends cannot revive you. I think it's a ton of fun. We had the hardest time uh, when we were playing. I still think it was fun, but it was certainly challenging. But I'll let Kyle speak to more of that.
Yeah. I mean, it was what I expected in the sense of, yeah, it was challenging but fun, right? Like part of the joy is just making fun with your friends,
Yeah,
right? I don't know that this is ever a game I would play by myself,
no, no way.
right? But hanging out with friends and trying to figure these things out and navigate to the top while hijinks ensue. It's a great time. It's a ton of fun. I think that, like many of these kind of, I think over the last y- year or two, like these social games have been like such the rage on Steam. And some of them are definitely more serious than others in the sense of like, if you think of something like Phasmophobia, which I feel like in some ways maybe kind of started this trend. I'm sure there's something before
Yeah,
this I'm forgetting. But that game is pretty intense. Like,
yeah,
it's like there are hard things you're trying to do. And I think you can take that pretty seriously. And not that you can't take peak seriously too, but for the most part, it's like if you ever finish it, I think it's more of like a afterthought that you did than it is like the purpose of doing it. And it's a
right.
lot of fun. It's a good time. I would definitely play it again. I think the only thing I can say about this game for positive or negative is if you do have people who are taking it really seriously, you just need to have everyone in your group being taking it seriously. Because if anyone is
Yeah,
not, it's going to ruin the experience for everyone
it
else,
would be
right? So like,
awful for everybody. Yeah,
yeah, like so you really all have to kind of be on the same page about like what you are wanting to get out of this
yeah,
experience. So if you're looking in and be like, hey, we'll climb, we'll do the best we can, but we're gonna try some stupid things and sometimes it might not work and we might fall a long, long way to our death. That's okay.
yeah, exactly.
Is it technically an early access?
I don't remember. It might be.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. And again, not that it's a huge deal. There were a couple times that just really weird things happened. That I was like,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know why this is the thing that's happening right now. But still, great time. Highly recommended for fun with friends. Absolutely.
yeah,
I have quite a few things on here, so I'm going to hit them pretty quickly.
sure.
On the board game side, all things I've talked about before. Actually, busted out Baron Park and played that again. Again, tile placement game about trying to create your own bear park. Um, Really fun, super light, definitely enjoyable. So got played that again, and then we have continued to plug our way at Bomb Busters. I still really like it. Bomb Busters is a great game. They did introduce the one thing I was worried they're going to introduce, and I immediately made the game way more stressful in that they're like, hey, you have 12 minutes to do this. And then you're like,
Oh,
son of a gun. Because you're like trying to figure out, like, logic your way through, like, where numbers are. And you're like, now we have a time limit on how fast we have to do this in.
yeah.
And we finished it with 6 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, it gets down to the absolute wire as far as that goes. So, real time games for board games have always been, things like Galaxy Trucker and things like that. I'm always a little, I'll do them, but they're not my favorite thing typically. Because I actually tend to be a very quick player. For games, I don't get analysis paralysis very often. But that's not because I'm. Sometimes when I say that, people are like, "Oh, because you're so smart." No, I don't think I'm super smart. I just like am like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and if it's not the most optimal thing, that's fine. I'm just trying to keep the game moving,
Yeah.
right? Like, so that's just the way I play because I think the more often you play, the more fun the game is. So I don't take. Sometimes I make suboptimal moves because I don't spend probably as much time as I should. But so when you have then these constraints of like, no, you have to go fast, then I'm like, well, come on, I usually do go pretty quick. Like, let me like take the 5 seconds I want rather than having to do it in 3 seconds. But anyway, but overall, still really, really great. So yeah, on the video game side, obviously we talked about Peak. Islanders New Shores is a totally chill game. Islanders was existed previously, so this is kind of like a new version of Islanders. It's not like this game, but I'm going to compare it to it. To me, it's like Dorf Romantic in the sense that in this game you have an island, and on the island you are building different structures. And once you build structures, those structures give you coins. When you get more coins, you can unlock more structures, and you're really just trying to get as high of a point total as you can on that island. And they take into consideration it's like, oh, when you build the lighthouse, if the lighthouse was within like proximity of like these types of buildings, is worth more points. So you're just trying to kind of keep all these things kind of in mind, but it's really chill. There's no time limit. You're just kind of putting these things out. And then once you hit a certain point threshold, you can continue building on the island you're on, or you can go to a new island and start a whole new island if you want to.
Oh,
It's really chill. It's really just kind of laid back. It's like $7. Like it's just very, very much kind of one of those games you can just sit down and like just kind of jam out and just do some stuff. Really low pressure. I like those kind of games. Like I said, I love Dorf Romantic. This feels like that style of game, though the how you play it is very, very different.
hmm.
Um Rogue Loops is so I'm a fan. Obviously, I play a lot of Survivors games. One game that I is not on here that I also have been playing is what is the name of it?
Achilles.
Yes, Achilles Survivors. Thank you. Um, so
Yeah.
Achilles Survivors I have been playing as well, but kind of these quick rogue light style games. Rogue Loops is different in the sense of that it is going to be more like Hades than it is like Vampire Survivors. But it is a roguelite where you're going in, and what Rogue Loops does that's different, and the name is not very good. But what it does is you take your character and you go into what is ostensibly a large circle room, but you're only in half of it. And when you go in, you are given the choice of you have to pick between kind of two sets of things. So you have two sets of one positive trait and one negative trait, and then another positive trait and another negative trait. You have to kind of pick, I want this positive and this negative, or this positive and this negative. Um, and then that positive exists all the time for you in that room, and that negative exists all the time for you in that half of the circle. Once you then kill enough things on that half of the circle, you go to the other half of the circle where you then have to pick a different set of traits for like that half. And you just keep going back and forth between the two halves until you get enough negative effects to trigger going to fight the boss. That's all it is. And then after you've beat that boss, you go to the next environment and you're kind of doing the same thing over. So you're literally like running these loops over and over again,
Yeah.
trying to just up. And then it has all the trappings of your Hades. Like after you die, you come back, you can upgrade certain skills and abilities. You have different family members, which obviously different than Hades, but you have different family members who have different weapons, all this good stuff, right? Honestly, for that style of game and what it's trying to do, it does a really good job of it. The combat feels really nice. It's really tight. The story is fine. Like that's kind of a throwaway, but the upgrades are interesting, thoughtful. Nothing I think that's totally revolutionary from the upgrades and things you see in these types of games. But I think that loop mechanism is really interesting of like, okay, I want this benefit really bad, but it's going to make this room significantly harder. This other benefit's not quite as good, but it'll make the room a little bit easier or not quite as hard as the other one. Maybe this is the direction that I go. And just trying to kind of balance all that out as you go. So it's on, I think, everything. It came out on PC earlier this year, but just came out on console recently. But yeah, if you like that style of game, if you're looking for another roguelite, which there seems to be a ton of them these days,
Yeah.
but Rogue Loops is a pretty good option for it.
It looks cool. I'm watching a video of it right now. It looks
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's a pretty neat little game. Um, I also played the demo for Promise Mascot Agency. This game
Hmm.
keeps coming up as like a hey, if you're looking for kind of a quirky, weird game that's got a reasonable platinum, like check out Promise Mascot Agency. So what you're doing in this game is you are trying to basically revitalize a mascot agency. So you are recruiting mascots, but like the mascots you recruit are all like really sad. Like one of them is like soft tofu, but they hope to be firm someday. Like it's like this like person dressed up or this mascot that is like a piece of soft tofu. Like what are your like one of them is like a thumb. Like it's just really weird things. But you're literally just driving around town, like picking up like mascots, picking up people who support mascots, sending them on jobs. So you'll get like people who are like, "Hey, I need a mascot to be at like the opening of my store." So then you try to like align like the mascot skills and abilities to like what that those places need. And then sometimes your mascots still run into issues, so you have to go help them for like, you know, maybe sometimes the door is too small. So
This
then
game
the
looks
mascot has
insane.
yeah, so then the mascot has to like literally like fight the doors. You're like having like combat against the doors so that the mascot doesn't get embarrassed. Dude, it is like the quirkiest. I was like laughing and smiling like the whole time I was playing it though. So I only played the demo. I might buy the whole thing. It's really cheap. It's only like 25 bucks. But I don't know. I thought it was really humorous. We'll see. Most of the mechanics of the game are driving, and I'm not a huge driving fan in games. Like that's just not my thing usually. But I don't know. It was quirky. It was funny. So we'll see. I might pick it up. It was on sale. It's not anymore. But if it ever goes back on sale, I might pick that up.
It looks insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's totally over the top. It's great. As Josh mentioned, also picked up Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I obviously love like just straight up platformers. Action platformers are good. I'm roughly about as far as Josh is in it. I only played it. I've only really played it for like one sitting.
Hmm.
But I'm really enjoying it so far. It feels good. The music is awesome. The graphic, the pixel art is great. The combat feels really good. I do think, like Josh said, I feel like this is probably going to get quite a bit more challenging. But I've enjoyed my kind of one session with it. But we'll see. I know it's not supposed to be super super long either. So we'll see
Yeah.
kind of where this ends up. But so far so good on Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. And then finally, with Mafia: The Old Country coming out soon, I realized I played Mafia 1 and I played Mafia 3, but I never played Mafia 2. So I've been going back and playing Mafia 2. Um, Speaking about driving in games, I forget how much driving there is, and especially so in Mafia 1 there was a lot of driving, but goodness gracious, there's a lot of driving in Mafia 2. The story is fine so far. Like it's kind of interesting, kind of neat, being a mafioso in the mid 1900s. I think we're in the early 1950s right now is sort of where I am as I'm progressing through the game. But we don't see a ton of games like this anymore. And obviously Mafia kind of famous for being an open world game that really is just a linear narrative story. Like you can go do stuff in the open world, but you never need
Is
to.
it
But
is it like Grand Theft Auto? I never
I
played any of the Mafia
okay,
games.
so how here, Josh, very brief. So for Mafia 1 and 2, Mafia 3 is very different. Mafia 3 is a
Okay.
more traditional open world game. But Mafia 1 and 2, basically, like you have this set story. Like you wake up, like you're like, let's say, like you're partway through the game. You wake up in your apartment, you get a phone call. It's like, hey, go do this thing. So you put clothes on, you go down to your car, you drive to the place where the thing is, you go in, there's a whole big story thing that happens. Then you have to drive to the warehouse. You go to the warehouse, you have a shootout. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, go drop off like the thing that you got here back at the other place. You drive over to that place,
Okay.
and then you drive to your house and go to bed, and your day is done.
So it's
Like
like older GTA games,
kind of, but like you don't really like get out and like shoot things like while like there's not really like other missions that
not
are
the
side
world
missions or
exploring.
anything that
Yeah.
really happen. You like I said, you can because there are collectibles and like you can like go steal cars and like bring them to increase the size of your garage. You can go like buy outfits and gun, but like you don't really need to. Like you can, but you don't have to do any of those things.
Okay.
You can get like wanted levels from the police and things like that if you get in car accidents or they catch you speeding and things like that.
Yeah.
Though I will say I feel like that was much more evident in Mafia 1 than Mafia 2 because Mafia 2 I'm like blowing through red lights like right by police cars and they do nothing. It's only if I hit someone then they do something
Yeah.
about it. Um but yeah, so it very much is like I play them, or at least one and now so far through two. I just follow the story. I just do what the
Yeah.
story does. I drive around to the places the story tells me to go to, and the story is fine. Like what is really interesting is that there literally are things where it's like, okay, you're gonna go here, you're gonna drive over to this place, you're gonna put like 3 boxes in a truck, you're gonna drive back to the place that you started, then you're gonna drive home, and that's the whole chapter.
Yeah.
You never shot at anything, like you just are like driving around and doing like weird, quirky like jobs across the city. So if you like that kind of a thing, it's pretty fun. They're not really long games as far as the stories go, I don't think. Um, but like I said, three is quite a bit different. Three tried much more to embrace like it's an open world and there's more open worldy stuff.
Yeah.
But one and two are basically linear narrative stories that happen to take place in an open world game. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
Cool.
I kind of like tooling around and doing the thing. So yeah, that's not too bad. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I did finish Uncharted 1. I got halfway through Uncharted 2, but then I was like, oh shoot skis, I want to play Mafia 2 before um Mafia the old world, old country, whichever it is, comes out. So I put a pause on that to play Mafia 2. But yeah, overall, that's what I've been
Cool.
playing.
Cool.
All right, Josh, that was a ton of games. Let's talk about more games, but let's talk specifically about some board game things. Starting with the Spiel des Jahres winners were announced. So the Spiel des Jahres are the German board game awards that are announced every July. They are kind of the most prestigious board game awards that exist for the most part, and kind of the oldest as well. So the nominations already came out end of May, early June. The actual ceremony was held in July, and the winners were announced. So for the Spiel des Jahres, the big award, the winner was the game I was just talking about, Bomb Busters. The Bomb Busters did win the Spiel des Jahres. It is designed by Hisashi Hayashi, and I believe they mentioned he's the first Japanese designer to ever win the Spiel des Jahres.
Nice.
And then the other two finalists were Flip 7 and Crackle Oracle, which I don't know if it's actually Crackle Oracle or Crackle Oracle, but I think Crackle
Mm.
Oracle sounds better, so that's just what I say. Um, the Kenner Spiel then is for the heavier kind of game. The winner there was then Endeavor Deep Sea, with the other two options being Far Away and Loot. So not totally surprised. The Endeavor Deep Sea game that had a lot of momentum, people were really loving. So not too surprised to see that there. And then the Kinderspiel winner, so the kids game was Top die Torte, with Cascadia Jr. and Die Mausbande, being kind of the two other finalists there. So your winners, Bombbusters, Endeavor Deep Sea, and Top die Torte. Josh, thoughts on the winners of the Spiel des Jahres?
Cool. I think we kind of were close to. I think you were probably more in line with your guesses than I was, but I think, um, yeah, it's always interesting to see who wins.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really like. Well, I guess if I didn't talk to you, I wouldn't have known about Bomb Busters. So, I guess there are a couple surprises at least in that respect, but nothing nothing odd or weird that won this year, which is not a problem or a bad thing. Just like not notable.
Yeah, nothing super. Yeah, that is the big thing. I do find it slightly interesting that the game's nominated for the Kenner Spiel. While Endeavor is reasonably heavy, the other two aren't super heavy games. So it does
Yeah,
seem like things tend to be skewing a little bit lighter potentially. I would even argue that potentially Bomb Busters might be heavier than something like maybe Loot, but I think definitely Far Away. I think Bomb Busters is probably a heavier game.
yeah,
But it is what it is. So that's not a huge deal. But yeah, I think Bomb Busters is definitely a worthy winner. It's a really interesting, unique game, really easy to explain to people, and there's so much in the box. Like you just have so many ways to approach it because you have like these 66 different design campaigns that you can do, and you can play them as many times as you want. Because since you're shuffling all of like the wires that you're cutting every time, is totally different. So even though like, hey, we have X number of these wires in it, you don't know where they are.
yeah.
So you can replay all those 66 different, scenarios over and over again if you want to. So cool. Anything else about the Spiel des Jahres, Josh?
No, sir.
All right, so we'll move on then to another probably pretty brief one.
Yep.
But hey, GameFound, they're not backing down from Kickstarter. As you may know, that last year GameFound had the most funding for any board games from crowdfunding sources. Well, their GameFound has stepped it up, and they have bought veteran crowdfunding pioneer Indiegogo. So
Crazy.
GameFound now owns Indiegogo. This is from the folks over at Board Game Wire, where it says, "Hey, GameFound scored 6 of the top 10 most funded campaigns in 2024, including 7.6 million for the second place Cyberpunk 2077 board game and 7.4 million for the Lands of Evershade. Kickstarter only filled 3 of the top 10 spots, with Cosmere, the 4th place Ultra TCG, and the 10th place Trench Crusade, while Backer Kit claimed the 5th largest campaign with about 5 million for the MCD MRPG. So now, GameFound, trying to massage those numbers more, picks up Indiegogo. But Josh, I got to ask you, when was the last time you backed an Indiegogo campaign?
Oh, it's been a while, but I have backed Indiegogo before in the past.
Yeah,
Only because it was the alternate. There wasn't another option because
right.
they weren't on Kickstarter.
Hmm.
Um, but I probably should have been looking at them anyways. I bet if I haven't really looked at Indiegogo in a long time. Um, but I bet you there's still some good stuff on there. I'm trying to remember. I think I might have backed like a film project when I
Hmm.
did Indiegogo before. I don't necessarily associate them with board games.
Yeah, they don't do much board game stuff at all.
But that's good. That helps diversify, I think, GameFound, because GameFound is
Yeah,
mostly known for board games,
yeah,
and
100%.
having Kickstarter be your biggest competition, now you get to diversify. While Kickstarter is floundering, find like a even just like a message about what they're about. I don't even know
Right.
that people really know what Kickstarter's doing anymore
Yeah,
because they've made so many bad decisions in the past 2 years.
right. No, absolutely. I mean, it does really put them kind of on similar playing similar playing field to Kickstarter, because you're right, Josh. Like, we always talked about GameFound and Kickstarter, but when we were talking about Kickstarter, we were only really talking about board games
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tabletop games and things like that. Indiegogo does do tabletop game stuff, but nowhere near to the extent that Kickstarter does or that GameFound does. But they do all the other things that GameFound doesn't do right now. They do art, comics, film, all
yeah,
of this stuff that GameFound does not do at all, but Kickstarter does do. So you're right; it does bring them a little more where they can try to now compete on things that aren't just board games. So I'll be curious to see how that works out for them. Because like you, like, I have backed things on Indiegogo, but not in a very long time.
yeah. I do like about it because I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but they're talking to the CEO
Hmm.
and what is fresh for acquisitions from this past 2 years or so is he's like, yeah, we're going to expand. We're not getting rid of people. We're hiring now. We're going to
Right.
hire more people and increase our team so they can have faster development on the platform, which I really like. That's nice to hear. Now, will it happen? Who knows? But it's a nice
Right.
hope to have instead of just the, hey, we're going to cut 9,000 people and we're going to have our most profitable year ever in the history of our company. That could be anybody, really, but just like an example.
As a random example, who it could be anybody, but as a random example, yeah. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, they are in somewhere in Europe, so um they do have a little more strenuous rules around hirings and things, and being able to then get rid of people.
Yeah.
So
But they're
hopefully
also
he's
somewhere in Europe, so they probably do the work that
that's
we would have to do here with like 50% of the workforce needed.
that's
So
probably
they're
true.
probably already crushing us.
So yeah. All right. So the other thing that we'll talk about, kind of briefly, maybe not briefly. We'll see how it goes. Uh, when we were going to record this last week, Gen
Mm,
Con was going to be coming up. Well, now as we're recording this, it's the last day of Gen Con.
yeah.
So Gen Con, the largest board game convention in the United States, held in Indianapolis, started July 31st, ran through today, August 3rd. Typically what we would do is we go through and we'd say, hey, let's preview all the games that are going to kind of be at Gen Con. Like, what are people really excited about? And we're going to do something similar. So, Josh, if you click on that link in the show notes, that is the games that were for sale at Gen Con,
Yeah.
and sorted by hotness. So, how and high the anticipation was for them. So, what we're going to do, Josh, is we're just going to scroll through this. We're going to talk about the games, but we're each going to pick 3 games that we would purchase at Gen Con had we been there. So, what would be like the first 3 games from this list that would be like, yep, I would definitely buy that one. Yep, I would definitely buy that one. But the thing being, we can't buy the same games.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. I like that.
So yeah. So if you really want one and I really want one, then we'll have to kind of talk it out to see who's going to get it.
Luckily, I think most of our board game interests, while we have some very and very much so in common,
Yeah.
uh, I think you have more diverse tastes in board games than I do.
Well, I don't think we'll have to go, and this way too. I don't think we'll have to go too far through this list to go
Yeah.
through this. So, all right. So let's take a look. First game on the list is Nature, the English edition from North Star Games. Dominic oh my, I can never say his last name. Cropshoes, I believe is how it's said. But he's the guy who did Evolution, Oceans, Wits and Wagers, Say
Yeah.
Anything. So pretty good background there as far as games go, games that people like. Josh, would you buy Nature?
Oh, Kyle, I gotta say, I don't want to say no, but I'm a no because I don't love evolution or oceans.
Sure.
So I'm gonna assume I probably also won't love nature. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I would pass on nature.
I'm also passing on Nature. I'm sure
Okay.
it's probably a great game, but just not one that's super, super high on my list. All right. Next on the list then is Ruins from published by Allplay, designed by John D. Clare. Now, John D. Clare, also a extremely well-known designer, has done things like Mystic Vale, Ready Set Bet, Space Base, Cubitos, uh, Ecos, First Continent.
Echoes, yeah.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Josh, are you buying Ruins?
I think the art looks really cool. I'm a pass though.
Okay. I'm a purchase here. I'm definitely a
Nice.
purchase. And why? Because this is a card shedding game, which is number one, interesting. But number two, it has the thing that John D. Clare is most known for, and it has that kind of card building, clear cards like layering on top of each
Yeah.
other that he introduced in Mystic Vale. I love that mechanism. I think it's one of the coolest things that exists in board games. So I am definitely buy on Ruins. All right, next on the list, Vantage. You already own it, don't you?
I already bought it, so I don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
already
buy
bought
it.
it too. I already have it as well, but showed up for me yesterday, so I don't need to
Nice.
worry about this. The new game from Stonemeyer and Jamie Stegmeyer. I mean, obviously we've already put our money where our mouth is there, so this doesn't count for either one of us, but we're gonna
Nice.
move
Good.
on. All right, next game, Soda Jerk, also published by Allplay. This is from Chris Yee, one of the guys from the Dice Tower.
Yeah.
This is his first design. Card shedding game, if I believe, where you can potentially be a jerk to other people. Very small game, like $15, very, very small, or $9, excuse me. Josh, would you like to get a small little game called Soda Jerk?
I like the premise. I like the idea. I don't like the art or the cards. I pass.
All right, I am also passing. Next on the list, Gwent, the legendary card game, published by No Loading Games. I love the designer listed just as CD Project.
Yeah.
That's right. No individual person gets publishing or gets design credit for this, but obviously this is the tabletop version of the game from the Witcher world. So, Josh, are you going to get Gwent?
No, I didn't play any of the Witcher games. Why would I like? I feel like a poser.
Okay, poser Josh. Here we go.
No, no, not poser, Josh.
Oh, non-poser Josh. Okay. So Josh is passing on Gwent. I am passing on Gwent. If I really want to play Gwent, I'll just boot up Witcher 3.
There you go.
All right. The next game on the list then is Luthier from Paverson Games, designed by Dave Beck and Abe Burson, excuse me. Um, Dave Beck did Distilled, and he's the owner of Paverson Games. So they're based in Wisconsin. Their first game was Distilled, which people adore.
People love
Luthier
that.
is their second game, which people seem to be digging. Heavy Euro game. Josh, are you in on Luthier?
Heck no. It looks beautiful though.
Right? Yeah, game about, building instruments out of wood, so building guitars, building violins, all that good stuff. I'm 100% in. I am
Yeah.
really bummed at myself that I did not back this Kickstarter. I should have, I did not. So this is my second purchase. I am 100% buying Luthier.
You only have one left.
I only have one left. Next game, Josh, Galactic Cruise from Kinson Key Games. This has been a pretty popular game as of late. I believe for TK King, I think, and Dennis Northcutt, I think this is their first design. I have to look for Colton. Oh, and for Colton Thompson. So it is the first design for all of these folks. But a game people seem to love. Again, really heavy Euro game about going on a galactic cruise with nice, beautiful art from Ian O'Toole. Josh, are you getting Galactic Cruise?
It's tempting, but I gotta tell you, I think it looks great. I really think it's interesting. I like that it's an engine. It looks like an engine building game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think I only have room in my head for one heavy game, and I know what that is on this list, and it ain't Galactic Cruise.
Gotcha. Well, Josh, this is my third purchase. I am
You're out.
done. I am buying Galactic Cruise as well. You'll notice that price on Amazon though, 149.99. Whew.
Oof.
That is a spendy game. They actually have another. It's coming to crowdfunding again in September because they have a expansion coming.
Oh,
So I
nice.
don't own this yet, but I'm going to check out that crowdfunding when it happens and see what the price is then. Because it says MSRP is only supposed to be 119, but it's like running at 150 on Amazon right now. So we'll see.
Word of mouth. They're
Yeah.
just driving it up.
All right, Josh. Next game, then Ace of Spades. This is called Ace of Spades because yes, it was originally supposed to be done with like Lemmy from
Yeah.
Motorhead, but because of some things, it was his likeness and stuff on the game cards and all that good stuff. But they had to make some changes due to reasons. But yeah, Josh, Ace of Spades. Are you in or are you out?
I'm in actually.
Nice.
I watched the Dice Towers coverage,
Mm-hmm.
and this game is uh, sold out every day within
Yeah.
minutes. And I think the art looks really cool, and I'm really interested in the premise. So I think it sounds really cool.
Absolutely. For me, had I not had those other games higher,
Yeah,
uh, I would definitely would have been there as far as this goes. So, seems pretty cool. Yeah, like you said, it was selling out in minutes at Gen Con. So,
yeah,
very highly desired there. All right, Josh. So you still have two more purchases here.
yeah. You want me to give them to you so you don't
Yeah,
have to
just
go
tell me
through
what
the
they
whole
are. Tell
list?
me what else are you buying?
All right, number two is Kinfire Council,
Mm-hmm.
which just kind of looks stunning. I really like the look of it, and it feels like like it's big, and but it feels also like tight and like concise. Like it feels like um, it's a very guided experience. It doesn't take up the whole table. You have like one board. You're working your way up, and I really like the art style. Um, I think it looks cool, so I'm
Have you
excited to
played
try it.
any? Have you played like Kinfire Delve or Kinfire Chronicles?
I haven't played any of the Kinfire stuff,
Okay.
but I'm interested. Too. Maybe I'll do that before getting jumping on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And for my last one, it's not on this list. I was tempted to put Elder Scrolls from Chip Theory,
Oh yeah.
but the game I'm going to pick that's certainly going to be, I think, the heavier of all the games is Inferno.
Oh yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
just totally in love with the design of this game. It might not even be good, but with my like love for like Dante's Inferno
Yeah.
and that type of storytelling, I really am just like fascinated by this game. Um,
It is
it's
such an
just so
interesting and
cool
cool
looking.
concept.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the how it just is just very impressive looking to me.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
going through like navigating your way through the different like circles, like that's just such a
yeah,
cool I would agree. This was high up there for me as well. But yeah, no, it's a great choice. Very, very good choice overall. It looks really, really cool. Yeah,
yeah.
such a cool
Agreed.
game. And people seem to like it. So
That's also good news.
agreed. Agreed. All right. So those are our choices. So overall, that's a pretty heavy game set we bought between us. Even though I know I like really went heavier. Even for you, those were some pretty heavy games, Josh. Overall.
Yeah, but I'm not really gonna buy them, so it's nice to imagine that I would play them. I mean, I think
Yeah.
I will really buy Inferno, and I'll just never play it. But
Gotcha.
uh, yeah, and I hope to play Vantage like sooner than
Yeah, and
later.
like because even Kidfire Council is a really heavy
It looks
game.
heavy, yeah,
Yeah. So I'm surprised, but hey, that's it, Josh. You're becoming a heavy Euro gamer.
yeah.
Here you go.
In my mind, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead. We'll switch a little bit. We'll talk about some video game stuff here. First, PlayStation held a state of play for Ghost of Yote. Josh, what did we think? Did you watch the state of play?
I did.
What are your thoughts? How excited are you for Ghost of Yote? Highlights, lowlights. What are your thoughts, sir?
Um, I think it looks great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like struggling to remember a single detail from it. But I'm looking at it now. I know that it has. I thought it was. I don't. I like the gimmick of the like different game modes, the Kurosawa mode, and then they're
Oh
like
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
have these three other modes as
Yeah.
well. Like I do like the gimmick of that. Um, but it's, I'm gonna play the game
Hmm.
regular mode, and
Sure.
Eric Ishii is doing the voice, so I know I can also play it in English
Hmm.
instead of Japanese,
Hmm.
which is also fine. Um, Regardless of how you play it, I think honestly, it looks like more of the same. I'm trying to remember how it's not the Nemesis system, but it has a system with characters that highlight as you're doing tasks, I believe, for them, like when you get them as allies, I want to say. And like when you look on the menu, the wolf pack thing, it's the
Oh,
wolf
you're right.
pack.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I think I really like that idea of being able to highlight certain characters that you run into in
Hmm.
the world, and do missions for them,
Right.
to support them. The music sounds incredible. Yeah, I would say, like, besides how great it looks, I don't know that I learned anything that I was like, "Oh my god, this is so much different from
Hmm.
Tsushima." I think it just looks like a redefined, newer version.
Yeah. Um, I there seemed to be some, I don't know, pushback commentary afterwards that it was like, oh, this looks like just more of the same. Yeah, that's kind
Yeah,
of what I
that's
want.
not a
Like
problem.
yeah, I want a similar game with maybe a couple, different twists and tweaks here and there. Yeah, because I really like the first one.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's how it was for like Horizon 2, like from Horizon 1 to
Yes,
Horizon 2. People are like, "Oh, it's
100%.
the same thing." You're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we
thing I
want that.
liked is like more of the thing I liked." Great. That seems wonderful to me.
Yeah, but meanwhile,
Um
those people are just gonna move on to, "Oh, it's now time for Dark Souls 3." No one complains about this game.
so, yeah, I don't like you said, there wasn't too much there that I was like, "Oh, this seems drastically new or different," or am I still really looking forward to playing it? 100%.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, I'm in. I think having the different weapons kind of serves like the stances that they had in the previous
Yes,
game,
yes.
So yeah, I don't know that this is drastically a new direction for the series, but I'm okay with that because I really like the previous version of this,
Or where
of
you can,
this.
like, you could choose to not kill somebody when you have them when they surrender. There's, like, different
Oh,
options now. I
yeah,
thought that was cool too.
yeah.
I did think it
So
was funny when she puts that giant sword back into her sheath, it just, like, disappears.
I mean, there are definitely some video
Yeah,
gaminess
yeah.
to these things, and I'm
It doesn't
okay.
bother me, but people are
Right.
gonna complain about
Oh, for
it.
sure. And I just think about too, like kind of when you talk about like that Wolfpack idea, right? Where at night when you camp, like rather than having to go to people, they can all just come to you from like
Yes,
wherever
I
they
like
are to
that
do
too,
this
yeah.
stuff. Like that to me seems really convenient, but I'm sure people are gonna be like, from an immersion standpoint, like why is this person here when they're
Yeah.
supposed to be all across the continent? Like, sure. Okay, that's fine. I get it. But hey, if I don't have to go to them, that's great. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Yeah, I'm excited. Bounty's gonna be fun too. I'm very excited to play it.
yeah. I I will say I appreciate the critique sometimes that PlayStation games seem a little bit too sanded, a little bit too refined, there is no roughness to them. There's no um friction in playing them. I can
I
appreciate that.
guess.
Like I
Yeah.
can appreciate that as a critique to a degree, but
Yeah.
also I play plenty of games that have that. I don't need all of my games to have
Right.
that, you
Sometimes you
know?
just want to enjoy yourself and
Right.
play through a light story and a fun
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to have some shut my brain off a little bit and have some fun. So
Which is why I deleted Feathers of Wu Chang off of my
oh, Wu Chang
Xbox,
Fallen
just because
Feathers.
I watched one person play it and I'm like, oh, it's a trick. They tried to trick me into thinking this is not a Souls game, but
Who
it
tried
is
to
a
trick you into
Souls.
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Marketing, somebody did. Somebody put that idea in my head. I don't know who it was.
Yeah. So, but speaking of shutting your brain off, so Battlefield 6
Yeah,
got a debut trailer for kind of like a little bit just being like, hey, Battlefield 6 exists. And then they did a preview event where they had a whole bunch of people out playing the multiplayer.
yeah.
Um, Josh, A, what is your history with Battlefield? B, have you watched this Battlefield 6 stuff? What are your thoughts on it? Will you be playing Battlefield 6 when it releases October 10th?
I have a long history of Battlefield. Um, I was never a Battlefield over Call of Duty or vice versa. If
Mm-hmm.
anything, I was a Ghost Recon over both.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always liked Battlefield. I've always thought it did enough to separate it from Call of Duty.
Agreed.
And typically it's with the formerly destructible, now redestructible environments, even though
Yeah.
Call of Duty is kind of doing that a little bit. Um, but Battlefield was always like the the unpopular kid, I guess, for shooters.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was too challenging, or I'm not sure what it is, but I do think Battlefield is very challenging.
Hmm.
Um, I've watched a lot of content actually from the streamers weekend,
Yeah.
and it kind of just reaffirms the same thing I have every year with Battlefield. I really want to play it. I will play it, and I will not be good, and
Hmm.
I will stop playing it because I feel like there's just too much stuff going on. There's
Yeah.
so much stuff going on, but I watched this weekend, and you know what I kind of thought to myself. I was watching some more today actually before we recorded, and I just don't have that team setup like they do, like where they're covering each other, they're pulling each other back and resing them instead of just letting them respawn. They're communicating points. They all know the lingo,
Hmm.
and I don't have that. Like when I play Battlefield, I'm jumping in usually by myself,
Hmm.
and it's just trying to find my place in, you know, 64 player Battlefield,
Yeah.
and it don't work. It's just like playing Star Wars Battlefront.
Hmm.
Very similar because it takes the same like engine and gameplay and it applies it to Star Wars. I think this Battlefield 6 looks really good though. It
Yeah.
really looks like a proper next gen Battlefield, which is what we thought we were getting with like Battlefield 1. Um uh which I don't think we really got. But this looks great, and I'm really excited to see some more. I haven't seen Conquest yet, but I've seen Breakthrough and Team Deathmatch,
Hmm.
I think it's called Squad Deathmatch in this.
Yeah. Squat. Yeah.
Um,
The force.
so I've
Yep.
seen those two, but I haven't seen Conquest yet. Conquest is the one that has like the helicopters, but even Breakthrough has tanks, and Breakthrough is control point stuff like
Hmm.
ABC stuff. Um, I think it looks great. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. I'll certainly play it. I tried to get into the beta, but I don't know, couldn't figure it out or something, or it was down because so many people are trying to get in.
Right.
But I will certainly play it to some degree, whether I buy it or play the beta or something. But if I can get our gaming group to get together and play this, I think it'll be more fun.
Yeah. Well, and I think luckily because this first weekend in August, I believe, is closed beta, but I think the next two are open. Like I
Oh,
think
they're
you don't need
open? Yeah,
code.
then great.
Yeah.
I'll play open beta for sure.
I'm pretty certain that's true.
Yeah,
Um, I have, in my younger years, I was a very big Call of Duty person. I always wanted to like Battlefield, but I sucked at it. Like I just wasn't good.
yeah,
And I think part of it was what you talked about, that whole squads thing of like the people I played Call of Duty with did not want to play Battlefield because we were pretty good at Call of Duty and we didn't want to have to like learn this other thing. Battlefield, like these huge battles with like it just always seemed super cool to me.
yeah,
But like you, I always had a miserable experience.
yeah,
Like when you're playing by yourself without a squad of people, like you are like, okay, if I try to take like engineer or like support, like immediately like engineer, yeah, you can shoot some like tanks and things like that, but for the most part, you don't feel like you're doing anything. And support, like it feels like people are actively running away from you when you're
yes,
trying to
yes,
help them, right? Like, um, so I think that was always why I just not that I ever thought the game was bad, I just didn't have as much fun with it.
yeah,
Um, I will say though, I know I have coming off of really not having played Call of Duty much at all in the last few years. Um, you know, dip my toes in here and there, but really compared to what I used to play in the past, almost nothing. And really, I didn't play any last year. Um, this had me hyped, right? Like there was some conversation in the Discord about like the initial like the reveal trailer and people being like, this didn't do anything for me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, unless you love
looks
like
awesome.
helicopters crashing, because there's helicopters crashing all over the place, and I love that. Like
Yeah,
it looked like a summer blockbuster movie, right? And sometimes I like that in my video games. So I really want to play this. I really want to like this. If I have time, over those beta weekends, I would like to try it.
yeah,
But I think, like you said, Josh, I feel like this game does very much kind of live or die on either being so good that it doesn't matter if you have a squad of people with you, that like you can just be the recon person and snipe people from across a map, a huge map.
Yeah.
Um, but also like, or you have a squad of people who have their roles, know what they're doing, and kind of like roll through the games together. And part of me really wants to have that, but it's really challenging as we get older and have lives and things that we need to do.
Yeah.
That gets tough to do as far as that goes. But I watched much more of the streamer event than I thought I would for the multiplayer. I didn't think I would watch like any of it, and I probably have watched like 4 hours of it.
Yeah. I'm probably
Um,
about the same.
yeah, and I'm pretty surprised. It looks like a ton of fun. The game looked like it was running really, really well. Obviously, that's a very limited pool of people who are playing it in a very controlled setting.
Yeah.
But sometimes they still have problems with those things, and everything there seemed to be going really well. It bombastic. The whole that game is just
Yeah.
bombastic.
Yeah.
Things are going on all the time, everywhere. And like I said, I want to be cool enough to like Battlefield.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe this is the year. We'll see. But yeah, I was pretty impressed. I thought it looks really good. I think if they ever have a chance,
This
this
is
I
it.
think is their chance. I really think this is the chance that they have right now. So,
You mean people aren't gonna wait for Black Ops 7? They're gonna
well, I think that I mean, I think Call of Duty is still going to be doing its thing, right? I
Yeah.
don't know that, but what I can say, and not that I see a ton of it anymore because I just don't follow Call of Duty as much as I used to. The fact that this Battlefield is going to have a battle royale in it is big. They're bringing back
Oh,
kind of
does
the
it
Ring
have
of
one in it? I didn't know
It
that.
does. They teased it very briefly. So they haven't really said much about it. So I don't know if it'll be there at launch or not.
Okay,
So the
cool.
fact that it has that, the fact that it's coming in with like 9 maps, I think is what it's launching with, including like a fan favorite from 2 or 3. Um, has a campaign though. We haven't really seen much about it, and that campaign moved around a lot. But like EA is like clearly like with this event and reveal, like they are all in on this game.
Yeah.
So if they cannot get it to hit now, I don't know what they're going to do to ever get it to hit.
Yeah, I think they have enough of a fan base that it'll be successful no matter what, but uh can it be Call of Duty successful, right? That's like the big question.
But I don't even know if it has to be Call of Duty successful. Like I don't think it has to be
Just
as
better
big as
than
Call of Duty.
2042.
Which I don't think it's gonna be that
All
hard, but I
right,
do
easy.
think it needs to be like a game that's showing up on like most playlists generally.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't
yeah,
need
yeah.
to be number one, but I think it needs to be on there, right?
That's
And I
true.
think that's the big thing. And there has been some, and Battlefield said they're not going to do this. There has been some people who are getting a little perturbed that Call of Duty is going to having like almost is turning more into Fortnite as far as like
Yeah,
the
that's
guest
true.
characters, the like all of that stuff on top of paying, if you're not playing on through Game Pass, on top of paying for the game.
Yeah.
Now you have like these ridiculous anime character like animation character. And it just looks so different from what Call of
Yep.
Duty did a few years ago. And
That's true.
obviously if they're trying to make their money, sure. But I think, if Battlefield is going to have a chance to siphon some people, I think this is their chance.
Yeah.
And they really need to. But I also think EA is like all in on this, right? It's now Battlefield Studios, which is like 4 studios who are like
Yeah.
working on this game. So we'll have to see. Obviously, I want it to be good because I want the competition. I think the competition will be good.
Yes.
Um, so we'll see what happens. But all signs pointing to positive things. We'll see how these beta weekends go and whether the positive momentum it seems to have continues. So. All right, Josh. This might be really brief. We'll see. But Xbox has dropped the price of Outer Worlds 2 back to $70. So originally Outer Worlds 2 was going to be an $80 game. And Xbox has come out and said like, hey, for the Outer Worlds 2 and our other games this fall, hey, $70 are bad. We're not going to 80 yet.
Yeah.
So Josh, my question to you, if you're Xbox, why'd you do this?
I don't know. I can't relate to Xbox anymore, so I can't answer that question. Uh I think that this it's not even an Xbox thing really at this point. The decision just needs to be made what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing $80 games or we're not, and that's someone needs to decide. Someone in that industry besides Nintendo, because
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo's going to do 80. That's Nintendo's choice.
Yep.
Like someone has to make that pull. And if it's Xbox, fine. If it's PlayStation, fine. It's most likely going to be Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, or like, hey, Outer Worlds 2 is 80 on PlayStation and 70 on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just needs, I was fine with 80. Like, if you're telling us you're giving us an $80 game, I'm going to believe you,
Right.
until someone tells me you're not, or until I
Hmm.
make that decision myself.
Right.
Uh, but I was going to play it on Game Pass anyway, so it doesn't super duper affect me. I
Hmm.
wouldn't have been thrilled if they were selling it for 80, but I think that they're listening, right? And they're going, well, we're going to lose a lot of sales probably if we don't just take $10 off. We're going to lose a lot of sales potentially, because people talk
Yeah.
and they talk and they talk, and you don't know if they're gonna. You gotta either call their bluff or don't.
Yeah. I feel like, and I could be wrong, right? But I feel like kind of like the market blah blah blah, the usual corporate BS lines we
Yeah,
get from every company when these things happen. Um, I think they anticipated other people were going to go to 80 and just no one else did.
right.
I really think that's what happened. That they thought other people were going to bump their price of their games, or that like Battlefield was going to come out and is going to be like, and just no one else did other than
Yeah.
Nintendo. So I think they were kind of like, oh shoot, like are
Oops.
Xbox gamers, like most of the people who were focused on are going to be playing on Game Pass. But if we're going to have these games on other systems, and if you're a PlayStation gamer and you have a choice of this game at 80 or this game at 70, are you going to buy our game at 80?
Right. Right. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I really, again, no idea. But for me, I feel like they anticipated more people would go to 80 and then just no one else did.
Yeah.
Now, again, maybe it's just a case of Xbox being ahead of the curve, right? Like, and next year everyone else will go to 80 and then they will go to 80 as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of was just, they might have
They're
been
like,
slightly surprised that no one else went. So,
they don't want to be more of a villain. They're
well,
like, we'll just wait. We'll just casually walk in the room 10 minutes late to class while everyone else is already there.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Xbox, good job.
So, but hey, if you're going to play on Outer Worlds 2 and you're not playing it on Game Pass, $10 less for you now. So,
Unless you want the deluxe edition, or if you want to play it earlier, if you want some costumes, or if you want the super mega collection.
right. So, if you're buying just the regular base version, it's $10 less.
Yeah.
So, cool. All right. Well, hey, I guess one good thing about us not recording last week is that, hey, Nintendo, they did a partner direct.
Yeah.
Where they were like, yo, here are our third party games that are coming to Nintendo Switch. Oh yeah, and
All of
Nintendo
these
Switch 2.
games are 10 years old.
Josh, A, did you watch the partner direct? And B, what were your thoughts?
I watched it. I had a lot of thoughts.
Okay, well, let's hear them.
Where's my first thought? It's right here. Uh, Chilling by the fire.
Yeah.
They're, I guess it must be, they had to showcase the Switch 2 camera, because I can't see any reason why this game was part of this direct. It is vaporware, it is adware, it's ransomware, whatever you want to call it, old school PC games. It's like go into a computer shop, buying a floppy disk with the game name on it. You don't know what it is. You fire
Uh-huh.
it up, and all you're doing is putting sticks in the fire.
Uh-huh.
And maybe you get to chat with your friends. Like, I couldn't believe it. That's my only real criticism about the showcase. I couldn't, like, I guess for some reason, I'm mad that game was there. I shouldn't be mad. Who cares, right? But boy, was I really turned off by that.
I mean, but Josh, you don't realize who the publisher of that game is.
I don't care.
Maybe I think it might even be the developer. It's Oink Games.
I like Oink just fine.
Beloved board game publisher.
Yeah.
Oink Games is the one doing Chillin' by the Fire. Because they did a ton of board. I mean, they did Scout. I mean, come on, Josh.
Yeah. Sheesh, is what I say to that. I think I will. I was on the fence on Final Fantasy Tactics. I think having a Switch 2 now gives me a good excuse to pull the trigger on it again.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they showed anything crazy that we hadn't seen already, but it was really just like, oh yeah, I was like, I'm going to get this on my Switch 2 instead of the PlayStation. That's probably it, right? So yeah, I thought that looked interesting to play on the Switch 2. I like that Apex Legends is coming to Switch 2, but I'm certainly not going to play it there. If I'm going to play it, I'll
Sure.
reinstall it on the Xbox or PlayStation. I think Hello looks really cool, the mouse game.
Agreed. Yeah.
Chronos, I watched some footage. I'm not gonna play it on the Switch. I'm gonna play it on the PlayStation or the Xbox, but I think that
Yeah.
looks like a really interesting, spooky game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there was just like kind of a whole bunch of other things that I thought like looked relatively interesting, but they were mostly RPGs, and I don't know that I'm on that bandwagon right now. Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna jump on the Adventures of Elliot or um, what is it? Octo Traveler O.
Octopath Traveler 0.
Um, I think I was the only game that had dragons. The Monster Hunter Stories 3,
I
because
think
I
so.
that actually did look interesting to me. And
Have
I
you
was
played
like,
the other
I
Monster
wonder
Hunter
if I
Stories
have to
games?
play the other two. I didn't play the other two.
Mm.
Um,
Um,
but it looks
Not
really
a fan
cool.
of Plants vs Zombies coming back.
No, no. I played that
Okay,
game
I
to
didn't know if you
death.
had fond memories of the original Plants vs Zombies.
I do, and I played it with my son recently, the original
Okay.
one, well,
Yeah.
because we were playing the shooter also, and I was like, let me show
Yeah.
you like the original one. Um, yeah, I don't need to be combative about it. I just I'm done. I think I'm done with Plants vs Zombies.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's
How
cool.
about you? What were your highlights and your lowlights?
Well, I don't have a Switch 2 yet, so that makes it pretty easy. What I will say, uh, I was there are a couple things that just really surprised me that they were in this
Yeah,
because, for instance, like Star Wars Outlaws,
yeah.
like did not look good.
No, it looked bad.
And so part of me is shocked that right we're in month 2 now into month 3 of the Switch 2, and really in our first like partner showcase of like, hey, here are all of our partners who are bringing like we're showing trailers for games that just don't look like they're running great,
Yeah,
and I'm kind of surprised by that.
including Borderlands 4 did not look good in
No, it did not.
it.
um and there, some of the game like Goodnight Universe, like from the people who did Before Your Eyes, like that's a really neat and interesting game to have there. The Adventures of Elliot, like that HD 2D, like having that in a like kind of action RPG, like that's I think is really cool because I love that art style. So that's a neat announcement. Uh, but other than that, and then Hella, kind of like you mentioned, there's not much else here that like I would be interested in playing um on my Switch only, or my Switch 2. I was also surprised at how many of these were Switch games
Yeah, I mean, I
and
guess
not just
I
straight up Switch 2
wasn't.
games.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think like we'll get a proper Switch 2 Direct, I think like next month, and we'll see just all the bigger ones, I think.
Yeah, maybe,
Like Metroid
maybe
Prime and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Shinobi looked good too though. But I mean Shinobi's gonna look good on
everywhere.
whatever it's on.
Well, and that's the big thing, and not that these needed to be like third party exclusive games, but pretty much all this stuff is going to be like everywhere. So
Yeah.
okay, not all necessarily all of it, but the vast majority of it. But I do think it's important, as Nintendo has typically been like, hey, we are the system that does not have 30-party games, like being like, no, EA Sports FC is coming, like Madden is coming, like
Yeah.
showing that those games are coming for sure. Here's when they're coming. Like you mentioned, like the upgraded version of Apex, like all that stuff is important to a degree from a like story perspective of like, hey, here's like what the Switch is. It's not just a first party machine. You can play third party games on it.
Yeah.
um that's good. Like I think that's good, but overall I was pretty underwhelmed as far as the slate of what those games are. So
Agreed.
all right, Josh, final thing we're going to chit chat about. Last month we took a look at the games that we might be playing in the future. So we talked about like, hey, here to the end of the year, what are the things that we might be doing? But
Yeah.
now, Josh, I want us to look back on the first half of the year and not what our favorite games are. No, 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 no. What I want to say is like, okay, for this year, what are the games that have like maybe reviewed really, really well,
Yeah.
that we haven't played that we think we might go back and play still? So
Yeah.
this is going to be us kind of going back in time from this year and saying like, hey, yay, nay, am I playing this? Am I not playing this? Kind of all that good stuff. So pulled up OpenCritic, browsing 2025, sorted by score. So, oh, interesting. There was a game that I thought would be on here. It's further down. It must have gotten reviewed more and dropped the score. Okay, so Josh, let's walk through. Let's chit chat about the games. Um, we'll go through them pretty quickly, and then just tell me like if because I know many of these we've played.
Yeah.
So Clear Obscure Expedition 33, obviously we've both played. Donkey Kong Bonanza, you have played. Split Fiction, I have played. Have you played Split Fiction yet?
Wait. You've played Expedition 33.
I'm going to finish it before the end of the year.
Well, that's I want to know. Do you
Yes, I will
plan on
finish it before
finishing
the end
it?
of the year, 100%.
Yes. Yes, I played a pretty good amount of Split Fiction with my wife. We do need to pick it back up and finish it though.
Yeah, okay. Are you planning to?
I would like to. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Next then is probably the first game on here that neither one of us have played. That's Shujinko. Do you know what this game is?
Never heard of it.
It's a dungeon crawling JRPG, and the intent of the game is to help you to learn Japanese.
No, thank you. I mean, I would love to learn Japanese. I would, but
Yeah.
not in that way.
It's supposed to be very good, but it's also, I think, like 60 or 80 hours long. So I just
Oh yeah,
don't know that I'm.
Japanese is a hard language to learn.
Yeah, so I just don't know that I'm going to pick this up, but it's conceptually very, very cool. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Josh, when I had asked you if you wanted to play this, you had said no.
It's still a no.
Okay. I am, with how well it reviewed, I am kind of on the fence. But we'll see. I don't know that I'm going to play it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
You know, I actually have a pretty high interest in playing this game.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'll get to it, but
Right.
I watch it streamed and I do find it to be pretty interesting and I think I might like it, but it's also a pretty long game
Yeah.
and pretty open. So
Yes.
I don't know. It would be low on my list if I had like shorter, quicker games to play.
Yeah, the fall is pretty packed for what I want to play, so
Yeah.
fitting something this big in is gonna be very challenging.
Yeah.
Blueprints, I know we've both played. I know you've played a lot. I've played some.
Yeah.
Are you feeling the same? Are you still as high on Blueprints as you were when you played it?
Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about Blueprints the other day. I'm pretty confident I could just go. I haven't played it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty confident I can go turn my Xbox on tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
and just get play it for 5 hours and not even question it. Like I love
Gotcha.
that game.
Okay. Monster Hunter Wilds, I know neither one of us played it. This game is also like taking a huge hit. It hasn't sold well. People have like, I think it's mostly negative now reviewed on Steam. But
Okay,
any desire to play Monster Hunter Wilds?
negative.
Gotcha. Okay, Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Josh, any desire to play Pipistrello?
I can't say that I have any desire to play it.
I've looked at this game multiple times, and I think the screenshots probably just don't do it any justice. I might need to watch like an actual trailer for it,
Yeah,
to see if I want to do that. Uh PC only game. Keep driving, Josh. Are you going to keep driving?
right past it. You know it.
All right, we're not playing that then. Moving on, moving on. The Talos Principle reawakened. So obviously, Talos Principle coming back, a remaster of the original with I think some bells and whistles updated and some,
Yeah,
what a lot of people consider to be a really good, if not one of the best puzzle games ever. Did you play the original Talos Principle?
I did play a little bit of it, but just like The Witness, my time with it was very short.
Gotcha. So I'm assuming we're not going to be playing the Talos Principle reawakened.
That is a good assumption.
So here is a question for you, sir. For something like that,
Yeah,
if you, let's say you had played the Talos Principle Reawakened and you were in love with it, would you put it on your top 10 of the year, even though it's just a remaster?
yeah. If I had never played it before and it was a new
Okay,
release, yeah.
gotcha. All right, Josh. Starvaders is the next game. What are your PC only, which is always a little challenging for me. Josh is shaking his head. No, you don't want to be playing some Starvaders.
I looked at those pictures, man. I don't know. I have no interest.
Okay, noted. Street Fighter 6 Year 1-2 Fighters Edition. So kind of like a more definitive edition of Street Fighter 6, Josh. I know you're
Yeah.
a fan of punching people in the face in a video game. What about doing it in Street Fighter 6?
Well, you know, I've already played Street Fighter 6.
But what about this version of Street Fighter 6?
That's just the character packs.
Yeah.
It's the same game.
Yeah. True.
I will say I was pretty anti getting it on the Switch too because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to buy it again, but it's kind of growing. The idea is growing on me to have a mobile fighting game, so that might change.
Gotcha. All right, Josh. The recent release, Abiotic Factor, super highly rated. Kind of a co-op survival game. What are your thoughts on this bad boy?
I've heard good things about it, but I know nothing about it. So I wouldn't be opposed to playing it if it was like we were like, "Hey, we should play this together" or something like that. I would
It
play it, but it's not necessarily on my list.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in Game Pass. It did release directly into like PlayStation, like the
It
second level of
is.
PlayStation Plus.
I think it's on Game Pass.
Okay.
Is that where I
So,
saw it? It might not be.
okay. But yeah, so I mean, this is one of those games that I'm like, man, I want to play, but I want to play it with other people. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right. Monster Train 2. I'm not surprised this game reviewed really, really well. People love the original Monster Train. Any desire to play a little Monster Train 2, Josh?
I
More indie
didn't.
roguelites.
I didn't mind when I played it. I played it when we were doing that. Like, I'm gonna pick a random game on Game
Oh, yeah,
Pass
yeah.
for you.
The original one?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was fine, but I think I'm not. It's not. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna play
Okay, gotcha. All right, another PC only here game. Dawn Folk, Josh. Are you gonna jump into Dawn Folk?
that. I'm looking at it now. Uh, no, I don't think I'll be playing this one.
Or what about Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition? Do you need something to play on your Switch
Oh,
too?
I was tempted to play. I really liked Xenoblade Chronicles 3,
Yeah.
which I played during the pandemic.
Uh huh.
Um, I don't know that I want to be jumping into a remake or definitive edition of a game right
Mm,
now. If I'm trying a new game, I think maybe I want it to be new.
right. Speaking of do new, Sea of Stars Throws of the Watchmaker, the DLC for Sea of
Yeah,
Stars, which people love this DLC. Josh, any desire to experience the throes of the Watchmaker?
I want to play. I honestly want to play Sea of Stars. I
Mm-hmm.
have not played Sea of Stars, so maybe I'll say I'm going to try to play Sea of Stars, and maybe I'll work my way to the expansion.
Gotcha. All right. What about Dark Deity 2? Little strategy RPG, if I recall.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, I'd rather just get the Dragon Warrior 3 2D 3D nonsense remake, and this looks like Dragon Warrior or Final Fantasy.
Because I think this is a tactical RPG.
It
I
does look
think.
a little more
Yeah.
tactically, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm passing this one.
Okay. And then I always hate when games do this. I
Can't
don't
believe
know if
these are
this
the
is
top 20.
what's that?
Can't believe these are the top 20
Yeah.
on
And then
Metacritic right now.
Split or SPLIT. I don't know if it's supposed to be. There's periods between every letter.
Yeah.
Another PC only game. Uh, just recently came out. A simulation, I think, game, a simulator indie hacking game where you players must sabotage a superstructure. You're a PC gamer, Josh. Are you gonna play Split?
This is a review I'm reading. Split is full of confusing and complicated movements due to some of its gameplay. But these moments feel gratifying once completed. No thank you. Pass.
Okay. All right. We'll just do a few more here then. Citizen Sleeper 2, Josh. A, did you play the first Citizen Sleeper? And B, any desire to play the second Citizen Sleeper?
You know, I have a memory of trying it. I have
Yeah,
no memory of the game at all, so I couldn't tell you if I played it or
gotcha.
not. But
Yeah,
no, I think this is a pass for me.
I really wanted to play the first one and just never got around to it. So then when the second one came out, I was like, dang it, I can't play this without playing the first. But when am I going to fit in the first one?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
but I hear great things about it, and obviously it rated very high. Yakuza Zero Director's Cut. We're just going to skip that. Mario Kart World, Josh. What chances does Mario Kart World have to be in your top 10 games of the year?
Pretty high. I would
Ooh,
say
pretty
most
high.
definitely will be in the top 10.
Okay. Well, hey, it's too bad for all those games coming out this fall. They're playing for 11th place.
That's right. Or
All
ninth.
right. Well, hey, we've both played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, so we'll have to kind of see. I'm surprised that this is the 24th highest game rated this year.
It just came out.
Just came out. Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. Are you a Deltarune fan, Josh?
I think I should be. I kind of want to play it. Don't ask me why.
Gotcha.
Undertale, I guess, is why I want to play it. But
Sure.
I might end up playing this before the end of the year.
Okay. The Alters on Game Pass. Josh, thoughts
Yeah,
on? Altars, because you started this, yes?
I started the Altars, and I do believe I will revisit it. I did enjoy. I only played briefly, but I think it's
Hmm.
like a very cool looking game. The controls feel really good, and I really like the atmosphere and stuff. So I will likely play it again. I probably won't finish it, but I'll play it again.
Gotcha. All right. Next on the list then is Bionic Bay. This is actually on my list to play.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's a kind of a unique platformer.
Oh, it's kind of like limbo-y, kind of like
Um, uh, I think
flashback.
I think it is much more like much harder of a platform than like Limbo is.
I'm
It's like
seeing
where
I'm
you
seeing more
can,
of it now. Yeah.
yeah, you can like replace yourself, like flop like your position with other things like on the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard it's really good. Some really like strange, challenging physics puzzles in it. So it's on my list. We'll see if I get to it, but it's actually one. It's not supposed to be very long either, but it's definitely
Looks
one I'm
difficult.
interested in playing. Ever 17 out of infinity, the out of infinity. Josh, any desire to play this game?
I'm gonna catch you off guard with one of these weird games. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I've been playing it for hours. This is not one of those games
Okay.
though.
What about the Drifter? This is a point and click adventure game that's on PC. I've heard really good things about this game.
Yeah, I'm past. I'm over point and click.
Okay.
I'm,
What
I'm
about Hell
done.
Clock? That sounds cool.
Hell Clock sounds cool. How does it look though? It
I think it's an AR. I
looks.
think it's an ARPG. You like ARPGs?
Oh, yeah, that actually does look pretty cool. Maybe I'll check out Hell Clock. I mean, it's
I was
like,
like,
oh, the skill tree is a mess though.
yeah, but is it
uh,
like Path of Exile a mess?
yeah, it's huge.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Oh my
What was
god,
that?
it's huge. Uh, it might even be bigger than Path of Exile. What I
Yeah.
just saw. Yeah, it looks interesting though. I'll check it out.
Okay.
I'll be curious. It
All
just came
right.
out too.
It did just come out, yeah. And then Expelled, an Overboard game, on PC and Nintendo Switch. What is this?
An overboard game. Oh, it's like
Complex follow.
a
A
clicky.
detective story.
Interesting. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but
It
I'm
looks
just basing
interesting.
that off of the animation.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I don't play. I don't even have my Switch, and I play so few PC games. It's tough for me to commit to
Sure, I
that.
get that.
All right, Doom: The Dark Ages.
I
That
tried it.
game. What did you? Kind of forgot that game came out. I was having so much fun when I was playing it, and then I stopped playing it for like a week, and then just forgot it existed. So it probably says something about it, I suppose.
I will say the time I spent with it, I had fun,
Yeah.
but I didn't like wake up and go, I want to play Doom again today.
Right. No, I hear you. I hear you. All right. The Root Trees Are Dead, another kind of detective game on PC. Josh, do you want to solve the mystery of what happened to the root trees?
I think they probably died from. Don't question nature. They probably died for a reason.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. I played the other Ender Magnolia game and enjoyed it. I was planning
Oh,
to play this one and it's really never got around to it, obviously. Metroidvania game with kind of a really neat setting. I know you're not much of a Metroidvania person, Josh, but I decided to play Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist.
negative. I don't know what kind of gamer I am at this point. I think I've had like 3 yeses out of 34.
That's okay. I haven't had very many either. Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. Josh, do
No.
you want to steal some time with a little
No.
cozy RPG?
They're trying to steal my time. No, thank you.
Yeah, this
I
game
keep my
apparently is
time.
like a bazillion hours long. So
Yeah.
I actually am slightly interested to play it, other than the fact that it's a bazillion hours long. All right, we're just gonna finish out the next like six, and then we'll call it good. Two
Sure,
Point
sure.
Museum.
No.
Okay. I
Sorry.
tried to play it. They couldn't get me in a 2 Point Campus, which is someone who works in higher ed. That
Yeah.
should have been the one that like stuck me, and it just didn't. So if that didn't, what are you gonna do? Wizard of Legend 2, Josh. Any desire to play Wizard of Legend 2?
Yes. I
Oh,
am
really?
interested in playing this. Yes. It's like a Hades like.
Yep.
I'm interested in it. Do I think it's going to be great? Not based on the review scores, but it's still a pretty high review, so I may enjoy it.
All right.
I think I own it
Uh,
on PC already.
I've seen this many, many times, and I just couldn't quite jump in on it, but it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't realize this would be this high. Achilles Survivor, which I just talked about. I've started playing very briefly.
Yeah.
Josh, any desire to play Achilles Survivor?
I do. The Achilles Survivor and Rogue Loops are two games that have managed to not work with our game share. So
Really?
it only brings me to the product page when I went to download them. So uh, which is interesting. I don't know how they skirted that, but it is what it is. I am interested in Achilles Survivor, so I'll check it out at some point.
I wonder if something is not. I wonder if you're not logged in as me.
No, because I also was able to download. I downloaded Ninja Gaiden at the same time.
Oh yeah, very weird.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
that's
weird.
super weird.
That also happened with the Spider-Man DLC way back in the day. So there's just like random ones that happen sometimes.
Huh. Okay.
Not a big deal. I
Um.
know they. I also looked at them on the store page, and they obviously weren't like break the bank.
Yeah, they're both very
I could buy
inexpensive
them.
games. Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Um.
I'll play Achilles Survivor at some point this year. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last two, Liza P Overture, the DLC for Liza P. Josh, any desire to play?
I feel like I slept on Liza P. I really wanted to try that and I never played it. I don't expect to like it, but I like the idea.
hmm
And I've heard it's like the easier of the Souls type games, so maybe I would like it, but
And I
we'll see.
believe it has difficulty settings now too.
Okay, cool, even better.
So
I think if between us and the listeners, I think my next game in that genre is once Black Myth hits either Xbox or on sale on PlayStation, I'm gonna grab it
mm,
and give it a go.
gotcha. All right, and then the last one on the list for this 100 line Last Defense Academy.
Yeah,
Heard a ton about this game. Uh,
really?
yeah, I am not planning to play it because it's by one of the creators of Danganronpa.
Okay.
It's only on PC and Switch right now.
It
Going to be
has like
coming to other things.
a Persona or like Sword Art Online look to it.
Yeah,
That
a little
sound
bit.
right?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be really good. The people who love it absolutely love it. It's very, very long because it's called the reason it's called the 100 line Last Defense Academy is the game has 100 endings. So yeah.
Okay. I'm immediately not interested.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the people who like it really like it. But yeah, you very much have to be into that like
You got what
Danganronpa, Zinla
ending?
Zone Zero, like that style of game. So cool. But hey, I mean, I will say too, like I don't play PC games very often, but Hell Clock does look really cool
Yeah,
actually.
I
Like
think it does. I have to open up Steam while we're talking and look at that.
so cool. All right. Well, with that, that's gonna wrap up then our episode for the month of July, even though it's releasing a little bit later than that.
That'll be
So we're
fine.
gonna move on to our recommendations for a well-rounded life. Obviously, we're a gaming podcast, but we want to give you one recommendation, suggestion, or thing we're currently into that's helping us live that well-rounded life. Josh, what is your recommendation for the listeners this month?
Ooh, Hell Clock's only $20.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good. Oh, you can get it with Soulstone Survivors for $31.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. What is my recommendations? I'm gonna throw a third one in. I put in two, but I'm gonna add one in that ties into my second one. Well,
Okay.
Happy Gilmore 2. It's out. It's a movie that came to Netflix, not the theaters for some reason. Well, I know why. Adam Sandler got a crazy good deal from Netflix to
Yeah, I did.
do that. Um, uh, I I am seeing that it is a little. People are kind of either loving it or hating it. I'm on the loving it side. I think it is just so well done. It's very funny. I didn't expect to like it. I didn't think it could maintain the charm of the first one. We did rewatch the first one again on the beach because I hadn't seen it in a little while. Still holds up too. And the new one's very charming, very funny. It really feels like a proper sequel. It doesn't feel like it's been this long in between the movies. And yeah, just really delightful. Like I thought it was great.
Awesome.
Uh, Also on Netflix, I got two things, both shark related. I'll start with Shark Whisperer. Shark
Mm,
Whisperer is a documentary that is uh, very fascinating. I'll say a couple things about it. One, it follows this woman. Her name is Ocean Ramsey, and she is, in my opinion, um, someone who is in it to protect the sharks. But the documentary also does provide you with some alternate opinions on her. She
Oh, okay.
happens to be a very beautiful woman, and people are accusing her in it of like taking advantage of that and trying to grow brands and stuff. But you see a lot more in the documentary about her fight for preserving sharks. She lives in Hawaii, and it's pushing to stop killing of sharks. Um, the stat that 100 million sharks die a year is pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
When less than 10 people a year get killed by sharks, which is
Mm-hmm.
it was like 345,000 sharks a day are killed. Um, and I will say the documentary has one of the most impressive and beautiful shots I've ever seen in a documentary, in a wildlife documentary. It's a specific time in the documentary I'm talking about, but it really blew me away. Very impressive stuff, and I really liked it. I liked it. It's a good watch. It's a little slow, but it pays off, I think. And then the second one, which is probably should go down as the worst name for a reality show ever. It is called All the Sharks. I really don't like the name at all, but it kind of does cover what the show's about. All the Sharks is a reality show competition that takes 4 or 5 teams
Mm-hmm.
of divers, 2 people per team. They are known to each other. They're not just randomly matched up. And they are whisked around the world to all these dive locations. And their job is they get, I think it's always like this. They get 2 tanks of air and 8 hours a day. They get like 2 days to go. I think they get 2 tanks of air a day, but they get 2 days to go. And what happens is the host, who is also a former diver or a diver, will tell them, like, this is the area you can go in. These are the sharks that are known to be in this area, and this is how many points each shark is worth if you get a photo of it.
Hmm.
So it's like Pokemon Snap for
Yeah,
sharks.
for sharks.
Um,
Okay.
and it's just very interesting and cool to see how the dynamic of teams work, especially when someone is holding the camera and are responsible for points, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they don't hit all the points because their camera
Oh,
doesn't work or
yeah.
something. um it shows like the real life dangers of like riptides and currents, and well, not riptides, currents. And it's just like you get to see this like beautiful nature as well at the same time. And there's some pretty cool stuff that happen on the show. And one of the guys ended up on one of my podcasts I listened to, on the Tooth and Claw podcast, talking about the show. It was just very entertaining, very well done, and a real focus on preservation. Also, it's not
Mm-hmm.
just a glorification of sharks, but showing them like swimming around with sharks too, and how they're not dangerous. Um, so yeah, it was great. A very good watch.
Very cool. So Josh, all in on sharks.
All in. I love them.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right, Josh, my recommendation. Well, I have a point 0.5 recommendation, which is if you ever watch Scrubs, don't watch the last season because it's trash. Um, last season being season 9 when the medical school won. Season
Yeah.
8's great, but season 9, ooh, not good, not good at all. But my actual recommendation is a show called Shoresy that is on Hulu. Josh, are you familiar with the show Shoresy?
I am not familiar with the show. I'm
Okay. Are you
pulling up a
familiar with the
trailer
show
now.
Letterkenny?
I am familiar with Letterkenny.
So this is a spin-off of Letterkenny,
Okay.
which I never watched. I didn't watch Letterkenny, but I've heard a lot about Shoresy and I've heard it's really good. So I'm just going to read you the premise,
Yeah.
because I think it like summarizes it very well. After losing 20 straight games and running dead last in the 4-team AAA level Northern Ontario Senior Hockey Organization, aka the No Show, the Sudbury Bulldogs are faced with being completely shut down. In an attempt to save the team, veteran player Shore, goes by Shoresy, makes a bet with the team general manager Nat that the team will never lose again if he's given a chance to take control. With the help of new coach Sanguinet, a roster of new players, and the disillusion of the team on the line, Shoresy sets out to prove that the Bulldogs can play as a team, sell tickets to game, and make a name for themselves. He rebuilds the team with veteran players who share his philosophy that it's not enough to love to win, they have to hate to lose. This show, so there are 4 seasons out so far. It's
Yeah.
been renewed for a 5th season, but keep in mind that 4 seasons is a total of 24 episodes, and they're all like 22 minutes long.
Okay. Is it a British show?
It's a Canadian show.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, it's a Canadian show. This show it's so good. It's really, really
Yeah.
funny. It's great. It's a really, really good show. Jared Kiso is he created it, he writes it, and he plays Shorzy. He's the person who created Letterkenny.
Okay.
And it's pretty great. Now, what is also hilarious about this, each episode is like 22 minutes long. There's probably a 4 or 5 minute like musical
Opening
montage in
intro.
every episode as well.
Oh,
So
really?
there's maybe 15 to 18 minutes of dialogue that ever happened in each episode. But it's kind of like if you took like, I don't know, I, it's kind of like if you took Ted Lasso
Yeah.
but then like made it kind of just like lowbrow, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Sure. I get you.
Like, yeah, it just is. It's really, really funny. I enjoyed it. I think if you watch the first 2 episodes, you will immediately know if you're in or not. The first episode starts really kind of weird,
Yeah.
and it takes a while to get going. But if you watch 2 episodes and you're not in, like, you're never going to be in.
Fair.
But I think it's easily worth the watch. It's on Hulu. So I'm watching it through Disney Plus because that's connected to Hulu for me. But yeah, Shorzy, 4 seasons. 4th one just came out earlier this year. They're renewed for a 5th. I think it's great. Check it out. Josh, what do you say we wrap this show up?
Let's do it. Thanks for joining us, everyone. In addition to finding us on Instagram at boardwith3g, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/boardwith3g. So feel free to give us a 5-star rating over there. Also, if you want to communicate in the more long form or you're just not feeling social media, trust me, we get it. Email us at boardwith3g@gmail.com. We tag our stuff with hashtag boardwith3g if we ever post. I promise I'll do something. I'll post something at some point. Just so you can see what we're playing, but we also want to see what you're playing. So just do that hashtag as well. Actually, I'll post some Dead Cell pictures after we record tonight. And whatever podcast service you're listening to us on, we encourage you to give us a stellar rating. That is whether you're downloading us from the Dice Tower Network feed or our very own standalone Board with Video Games feed. You can find me on all the things. Why So Serious? That's SIRRIUS. And if I remember, next month I will write down my Switch 2 code, and you can friend me. That easy to remember 9 to 15 digit friend code number. Piece of cake. Kyle, where can people find you?
Josh, really quick. What do you think for best games of 2025? What number do you think Sunderfolk is at?
Currently?
Yeah, of all games I've rated this year, what number rated?
I thought you meant for me.
Oh no, for Sunderfolk.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably don't even know about it. 76?
Pretty close. It's at 62 overall.
Oh, okay.
It's got an 82 overall ranking.
Good for them. Good.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Absolutely. So hey, you can find me on Instagram, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, Board Game Geek, all at Psychocross, CYCOCROSS. As always, if you have suggestions for future topics, be sure to reach out to us on social media or email because we want to talk about what you want to hear about. And remember, everyone, whether it be board games or video games, never stop gaming.